I am ready to leave. Are people ready to leave?
Yes. Here we go.
Oh, that was fucking weird.
'Twould seem the magics have returned us. How polite. Now, what have we learned?
Ah, we were bound to run into a living statue eventually. And now we can open the door.
He who would disturb a hero's deserved slumber. A tomb, just as I thought. Befitting a hero.
She is Vis. Could it be the Archmage Tiuna? A legendary hero of Ronka, as you surmised. The tales tell of how she smote entire armies with a single incantation, so potent was her spellcraft. Though she ever fought in the name of peace.
I thought them no more than tales. To think she really existed.
Well, I for one always believed.
By the light of fallen stars, great power awakens.
Tiuna was not only a master of spellcraft. It is said she could see truths long lost and hear the voices of men's hearts.
Naught less than the echo. In which case, none of this is mere coincidence. A shower of stars setting the sky aflame. And in both this world and the Source, we find individuals within whom a mysterious power awakened at the sight. We can never unpick the why of it. Now, however, I believe we might. Does the scene depicted here not resemble the one we saw when we first ventured into the Katana Ravel? Moreover, does it not recall that which Emmett Selk invited us to witness in Amarot? The final days. If, as the exarch's research suggests, soul and mind share a fragile yet profound bond, might it not be possible for an event to leave such a deep imprint upon the soul that it could be perceived eons later, given a suitable trigger? The echo defies explanation by conventional etherological theory, or shall we say modern etherological theory. But if it is a power that once belonged to the ancients, to souls yet undivided, it would seem I have entered the realm of pure speculation, and I call myself a scholar. I shall refrain from making any further wild claims until such time as I have evidence. Still, I cannot choose but be reminded of our experience in Amarot.
Then you must recall Emet-Selk's dying request.
Remember us.
History is learned, not lived. We have always protected the tales of Ronka, just as we have protected this place. But we are mindful of what our mothers taught us. We see the past through our own eyes, and speak of it with our own words. Thus do we come to understand it in our own way. But this is not the same as remembering.
Your mothers were wise. Though we witnessed the final days, our impressions cannot fail to be colored by our own experiences and expectations. Those who lived through it would have perceived the event quite differently. We must bear in mind that it is no simple matter to keep the truth alive, or it will die with Emet-Selk and his kin. But we have disturbed Tuna long enough. Fana will serve similarly well as a venue for our contemplations.
We made it.
We did.
Everyone ready?
Dead. Yeah.
By a pensive expression, I take it that the tomb has given you much to think about. That is well. In time, the knowledge you have gleaned will lead to understanding, and thus arm you for what is to come. Before you leave, however, I would speak again of the teachings of our forebears. Of histories learned, not lived. The legend of Tiuna and her exploits has been told countless times over the centuries. Yet it is handed from one generation to the next. The story changes. With each telling of the tale, there are new flourishes. Details changed or lost. We can never truly know how she lived, for we were not there to see it. But we are here now to bear witness to your life, and you have seen the change you have wrought, the echoes that will endure long after you are gone. And though it too will change in time, I swear to you, we shall do our best to preserve your story.
I hope you'll forgive me if I don't make an oath of my own, but I think it goes without saying we could never misspeak of your heroism.
Hey, Effie.
Oh, this is me, yep. Perish the thought. So long as we are here, there are none among the V's who will not know of all you have done in Norvrant.
We are not deserving of such reverence, but we are grateful all the same. You can be certain we will have our own tales to tell of the great guardians of Raktika and the ruins of Ronka. I pray your safe travels then. As ever, we shall await your return with open arms.
With arms wide open.
With arms wide open.
Guess we should be in a
Let's do
group
this
again.
real quick. Yep.
Yeah. Thank you.
Although we learned not of the Ascians, the insight we gained into the Echo made our troop worthwhile. Before you return to the Crystarium, however, there is a small matter I would attend to in Slitherbow. Might it trouble you to come with me?
Yeah, yes, you might have to trouble me.
Thank you. After we arrive, we should have a brief word with Runar. He called me his waifu? I don't think I understand.
Oh no.
That checks out.
What exactly is a waifu for laifu? Hero, it's good to see you. You've arrived at a most opportune time. I was preparing a pot of my famous stew. Come, I will ready a place for you. I'm sorry, Runar, but we haven't the... Please, I insist. It'll only take a minute.
Guy's a little too desperate to get Y'shtola.
Yes. My apologies, hero. It seems our return to the Crystarium will be delayed. But perhaps only for a bit, if you assist me at my work. I say work, but it is rather more a chore. I must clean my chambers here in Slitherbow from top to bottom. If you'd be so kind as to go fetch a broom from Aesgeir, we might finish before Runar is done cooking. That is the that was the pressured exclamation of a man who has a very specific plan and he needs you to be there for it.
Who's gonna tell him?
A broom for Master Matoya? I cannot imagine why she would have need for such a thing, but here you are. It is old but sturdy, and sure to suffice.
Trust me, we don't know either. Warrior of Darkness.
Vroom.
Goodness. Oh my god, this place is huge by comparison. It's going to take forever with a single broom.
I trust Aesgeir was able to find a broom for us.
Us? I'm sorry. Us. What are we supposed to do? Broom sweep together?
Yeah, you hold hands. Well worn. Good. This will prove difficult otherwise. Though I must say, I think I did rather well for not having a broom thus far. Yes, well, you weren't buried beneath a veritable avalanche of books when you entered, were you? Right. Anyway, it is time I finished cleaning with the help of that broom.
Oh, good. We get to see her magic a broom. Probably. Right? Yep.
You didn't honestly think I'd do it the old-fashioned way. That broom is more than capable of sweeping by itself. Or rather, it will be. Time to rise, to swish and sweep. A tidy chamber you must keep. To this task you shall be bound, until no dust is to be found. In this one particular respect, I have no objections to following in Master Matoya's footsteps. In future, I may need you to remind me the pursuit of knowledge does not preclude other equally important duties, such as maintaining clean quarters for said pursuit. I will dearly miss this place. These people. Runar, no.
Worst timing ever.
They gave him
Also,
huge eyes.
All the better to see you with, my dear.
Master Martoria, pardon the interruption, but the stew is ready. Meanwhile, the urgency of the last line that he had when he like screamed and ran away, he's like, "No, this plan's going to happen." I'm like, "Is he about to fucking propose to her?" He's down so bad. Is something troubling you? You've been rather quiet. No, everything is fine, I assure you. It has been a long day, is all. I see. I'm floating.
Me too.
That was a bad camera angle to pick.
Who is this? Oh, it's Alphino.
Oh, it's Alphino.
No. Y'shtola. Thank goodness you're still here. Ah, yes. I voiced 4 of these 5 characters.
Yep.
Alphino, I thought you were following Ardbert. I was, though I'm sad to say I lost track of him shortly after entering these woods. He seems determined to traverse every ilm of Novrant in this quest to spread the truth of the Warriors of Light in the Flood. And it seems news of your address at the Crystarium precedes him at every destination, making his task all the more simple. It remains to be seen to what end he encourages the people to become Warriors of Light themselves. But there's no denying that his words have struck a chord with many. Well, we all agree that this was just another Ascian ploy, right? They've commandeered corpses before, to no good end. I see no reason to think this time is any different, especially when it's that of a fallen warrior of light. I doubt we'll learn more if we remain a step behind.
Until his destination, or excuse me, his next destination is, in all likelihood, Slitherbow.
Alice, are you certain you should be here? If you're concerned about Haldrick and the others, you'd needn't be. Their treatment is going well, but progress is slow and exhausting. For all of us. The best thing I can do now is let them rest. So, I believe we were all about to discuss how to arrange a meeting with our would-be Warrior of Light. Before visiting any towns or villages, Ardbert would hunt down and slay a nearby Sin Eater to earn the locals' trust. Our best chance of getting ahead of him is to find one before he does.
Thankfully, Thane and Ren, Thancred and Reen, goodness, I can't read today, are returned from the empty and have taken up the search. Reen believeth one may lurk beneath the boughs of woven oath.
And that is where we will start our search.
As the sun rises.
Yeah, so dramatic. Master Martoya. Oh, his face. A warm bowl of stew will be awaiting our return. I look forward to it.
Aw, poor guy.
It's like they hacked him to specifically have the most emotive face of any Hrothgar character in the game.
Right.
You see him go through all these big expressions and stuff, and you're like, oh man.
Not even just all the Hrothgar, just in general. He seems to have some of the biggest expressions, period.
Yeah. A lot of time is spent to show his like face transitioning between different little moments and expressing a lot and going through a lot.
I always forget that I have a animation replacement on.
What does that mean?
I have a replacement for a certain sit position that always gets used in cutscenes.
Oh.
And
oh no.
Is it lewd?
What is it? What's happening?
No, it's not. It's not lewd. If it was lewd, I would have remembered to turn it off. It's, no, it's just the character smoking a cigarette.
So she's just smoking in every cutscene.
Yeah. So she's. But that last scene where he's like, I have like a bowl of stew waiting for you. It cuts to her face close up. And she just blows smoke into his face.
Oh my god.
It's great.
For me, it's just so funny because every single time there's a cutscene where we sit down, I'm just very obviously floating 6 inches above whatever I'm sitting on, and the camera angles always makes the mistake of showing it. I'm like, just don't use that camera angle. Like, I swear to God, game, these are pre-made camera angles. Just don't use the ones that very obviously show the mistakes.
Look, they tested it with the cats, and it worked just fine. So if it didn't work, if it doesn't work for every other race, then that's your guys' fault.
Everyone knows that no one plays anything but Mikote, right?
Exactly.
If you were hoping to vent your frustrations on our Eater friend here, I can only apologize.
Few as they are now, it took us no time at all to track it down.
That suits our purpose perfectly. Now we need only wait for Ardbert to arrive.
Weren't you two meant to be attending to the empty?
What a name.
We were, and are, but we can hardly ignore the rest of the world. So we thought we might see how things were coming along. From what we can gather, the answer is strangely.
Right now, we think we can do more good here.
It is heartening to have all present.
Indeed. We will be glad of the additional hands should matters escalate.
Our quarry has come. It seems I've lost this particular race. Although I suppose it's only fair. When we first met, it was I who outpaced you. Ravana, was it? But where are my manners? I wouldn't be here were it not for you, and I have yet to say a word of thanks.
Ask whether he wishes Seto were here.
Poor fellow. He will be sorely missed.
I thought you were supposed to be good at this.
Very well. Let us forego this pretense. After all, it was never you that I needed to deceive. Yes, it is I, Elizabeth.
Through your time in Emet Selk's imitation of our home, I dare say you have gained a better understanding of my role since last we met. Not that it matters.
We understand your role, emissary, but not your goal. What is it that you seek to achieve?
I seek to enact the will of the Convocation, of course. If it helps you to think of me as but another Ascian, no different in nature or purpose from the rest, you are welcome to do so.
Once, I would have said your goal was destruction alone. Now I understand that you fight for something you love, just as we do. Yet though we seem doomed to clash, I bid you consider Emmett Selk's final words. Remember that we once lived, he said. Had he not seen some glimmer of hope in our kind, I do not believe he would have spoken thus.
None better understood your plight than he. His words must surely be worthy of your consideration.
Emmett Selk. How very unlike you to err so gravely. That one should stray at the end of so onerous a path is understandable, but I had thought you above such weakness. Mayhap you thought the same. Would that I had been present to offer correction. But I shall do so now, as is my duty, and return all to its proper course. As for you, look at yourselves. Look at your history. Look back 100 short years to how your greatest warriors were undone. And now, at but a word from me, you raise your hands in answer like the puppets you are. Naught has changed. You fail, and you fail, and you learn nothing. Allow that which is most important to slip through your fumbling fingers like so many grains of sand, again and again and again, and you would remember us. You do forget yourselves. There is no common ground to be found between you and I, nor do I require any. I have my duty.
Wait!
Well, we have confirmed the identity of our foe at least, and 'tis safe to say his objective is the rejoining.
But we still have no idea how playing the part of a warrior of light will further his cause, nor why he would spur others to do the same.
Another visit to the Tempest may shed some light upon these mysteries. Whether we are to exchange words or blows with Elidibus at our next meeting, the fact remains, we know too little. Ere our paths cross again, I would learn more of the world that once was, and of Elidibus himself. In this, we would be best served going directly to his home, much as Emmett Selk came to ours.
Though I see the wisdom in thy suggestion, the Amarot we visited is but a phantom born of Emmett Selk's memory. I fear it will teach us little that we do not already know.
I quite agree. Yet the ruins of the actual city remain unexplored. Given the vastness of the Tempest, I should not be surprised were there more such structures like to those in which the Ondo reside.
Oh, we're learning now?
As long as you don't make me do any more chores. Wow, the meeting just cut out and nobody laughed.
And I'll send you to bed without supper.
It sounded so awkward. The way it just, the music just cut out and everyone just stared at me.
Assuming we are all in agreement, then I suggest we first pay a visit to the Ondo.
Definitely very awkward moment, for sure.
It is them.
Brutal. You chose the cringe option.
She took like too long to react. So it's just such a very long, awkward pause. I'm like,
Right. We're all here?
Yeah, if he's still in the cutscene.
I just hit the button. There we go.
He's in the next cutscene.
No, he was in the previous one.
Yeah, no, I was in the previous one.
Oh.
This is a conversation, so
yeah,
we're currently in a conversation with Ishtola, which wouldn't trigger the in cutscene thing in the corner of the screen. So if it says in cutscene, he's currently in like a fixed camera angle thing.
Yep.
Alphino has the right of it. Let us pay a visit to the Ondo. We should speak with Tosh Ath first. As chieftain, he is doubtless privy to a great many secrets. At the Ondo Cups.
Out in Norvrant in the Tempest.
Whoa. Oh yeah, these guys.
We knew them for about 5 minutes.
Yeah. Very memorable.
I
have sent for no finless ones. Perhaps you instead come seeking something of us? Yeah.
That does kind of fit a little too well. Oh, I don't think they have lips. They don't have lips.
They don't need lips. They're just drowning in water. Why is it auto-scrolling? Ruins you with your kind have yet to explore? I see. I know one such place. Alas, under these circumstances, I'm afraid we can spare none to guide you there.
And what circumstances are these?
Rather than hunt for their own meals, the Benzos have pillaged our stores of Minso liver. They must be replenished with haste.
The Benthos. A particularly violent tribe of Ondo, if I recall.
Yes. The bands were bottom feeders. We all lost much with the flood, but while others work to rebuild, they resort to thievery and murder. Revenge, they call it, when they prey upon your kind. But do not be fooled. They care not for who they harm. But that had the warriors set challenge them. This is hard. I don't know. It's hard to make like a sound of you drowning. This is not the first time they have stolen from us, but there is no recourse more precious than liver. All must dedicate themselves to the hunt.
Unless, of course, we were to reclaim the livers for you. It seems a fitting payment for vital information, does it not? Moreover, one could argue that by employing Bismarck to reach these depths, therefore driving back the waters, we are in part responsible for the deeds of those driven to desperate ends by the changing climes.
What? Are you saying we cause climate change?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're the reason there's air here. I certainly can't leave them like this. I thought you might say that. You've never been one to miss an opportunity to help.
Always in side quests, this one.
And claiming the stores it is, then.
We would be grateful beyond words if you did. The benchers have slowly taken the livers back to the Flounder's floor. But be warned, there will be no shortage of guards waiting to spear intruders.
Alright, great.
Then we will have care not to draw their attention, shall we?
Time to switch to ninja. Do ninja things.
Smoke bomb. Underwater smoke bomb.
Are we just fighting? Like, what if I just switch to Reaper?
God, this got hell of a flight.
What?
I'm already on my way.
Why can't I fly here?
Because you didn't unlock flying, you coward, you fool.
No, I unlocked flying everywhere.
Did you?
Apparently not.
Seems you didn't.
What?
Right?
Hop on.
Hold on. Okay, let me...
Don't have flying, right?
Where is Aether Currents? Oh, I didn't get it in Tempest. Fucking...
Yeah, we know, because you're not flying right now.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm missing the quest ones, that's why. God damn it.
You fool.
I totally blanked that this area wasn't claimed. Because we only go here like once every fucking 200 years.
Right.
Let's see.
I just cleared them all out in one go.
Down below.
What the fuck?
These boxes are filled with assorted vegetables. Liver is not a vegetable.
Wow.
Does it legitimately say that?
Yes.
Or is that okay? Wow. Alright. The Final Fantasy writers had a bit too much fun with this one, it seems.
Oops. Thrusting your hand into each sack in turn, you find that all are filled with wheat down to the bottom. You also find that raw wheat is unpleasantly pointy. The vegetable one again, whoops. Stays searchable. On cursory sniff, you detect the faint aroma of fresh oranges, a far cry from the rather memorable scent of Miniri liver. Andrew's in trouble. He's
I'm fine.
gonna fucking die.
That guy's just for some reason doing some weird moves.
Don't worry, I'm a tank.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, tank.
Starting to get a tickle in my throat. That's not good.
How do I dash again? One of these buttons.
Hit.
Oh.
Hit.
So it's got to be back here somewhere then.
I had to remember where I put it because I ran out of slots, so I had to start doing the double trigger buttons, which are the sad buttons.
Reen is currently sitting here with a shoe bill.
I'm not paying for it.
I don't know why. So where? Is it in the other cavern?
That's a shoe bill.
Found it.
Where is it?
From the squelching noises they make when prodded in vile stench, you conclude that these bags are bursting with livers.
Ew.
Brilliant.
Yeah, gross. What the fuck?
Upsetting.
Why does it say that? Why would you say that?
Are those them? Perhaps you've deduced this already, but it seems the Benthos have been raiding Colusian storehouses as well as those of the Ondo. Oranges, pumpkins, wheat. Thanksgiving?
Is that time of year.
But we can discuss this after we see the livers safely back to Tolzath. It wouldn't do to keep him in suspense.
And we just came here and killed like 7 of them. Doesn't that thin their numbers out a bit? They don't need as much food now.
You forget they immediately birth new ones, complete, fully mature.
Literally instantly.
To replace them, yeah.
What a terrifying species.
At least they don't breed like gnolls do.
I mean, is that... I don't know if they do that or not. They just show up. We don't know what the process is to birth one of these things.
Well, Baldur's Gate has very clearly told us how that happens.
No, for a gnoll, yes. People. I meant for the fish people.
I am relieved to see you unspared.
Oh no, we definitely got speared a bit. Mostly injured.
Spear me your worry.
Spear me the details.
Our precious livers, I knew you would not fail.
We also found old matter of foodstuffs from Colusia and the Flounder's floor. Tell me, Tolzath, does this seem odd to you?
It is brazen, to be sure.
I'm reminded of rumors I've heard recently concerning a rash of thefts from Colusian warehouses. The perpetrators entered in the dead of night and are gone before anyone has realized what happened. The Amoran army has been investigating, but thus far to no avail. Perhaps the reason they have struggled so is that their quarry is of the sea. The true question, then, is what we mean to do about it. Much as I would like to proceed to the ruins without further delay, we cannot allow the Benthos to carry on as they are.
If I may, I believe that the ruins here are in fact key to the Benthos plans.
Is that so?
These ruins, which lie deep within the illuminated land, are a recent discovery. We have seen signs that the Benthos are preparing to claim them with all haste. We could not fathom why, but in light of the knowledge that they have been stockpiling resources, it is clear their queen will soon give birth. They require space to raise their young, and food for both the queen and the hatchling to thrive.
Well, we can hardly fault them for that.
Under normal circumstances, perhaps, but conditions in the Tempest are far from suitable for spawning. Its resource is barely able to sustain our current population. There is only one reason they would disregard this. They seek to build an army and then with it take revenge upon the Finless. It is no surprise. They came to us not long ago seeking allies for the cause. We rebuff them, of course. The suffering of others will not serve this balm to our own. The queen, however, desires only bloodshed, and will gladly send her children to die in our stead.
They're planning to wage war. That changes matters considerably. Indeed. I doubt that this can be resolved without violence, but perhaps with a show of force we can convince them to see reason before the die is cast. I would rather not risk your people in the attempt. If we travel to the illuminated land, is there a way we might identify the ruins ourselves?
Yes. Once you reach its depths, go deeper still. You will see a monstrous structure there upon the sea floor. That you have come to us now is the will of the Ancient Ones. They have guided you here so that you may drive out the usurpers, those who seek to use their magnificent creations with vile purpose. I have no doubt that they will show you the way forward.
Okay, yeah, but could we get, like, Google Maps directions?
I'm afraid that the dead do not quite speak so clearly. Nevertheless, we shall try not to disappoint.
Effie?
Yeah, sorry, I'm starting to cough quite a bit. I've got a tickle in the back of my throat and it's starting to bug me.
Ruh-roh.
Drink some tea.
If what we seek lieth deeper still, beyond Amarat, I would call upon the assistance of another.
Which one do I get?
Aiming, healing, casting, slaying, fending. Probably that one.
Which one is for DPS? Is that fending? Slaying is for tank?
Isn't fending for tank and slaying is for DPS?
Fending is for tanks and slaying is for certain DPS.
What?
Melee DPS.
Oh, for non-magical DPS, yeah.
Not all melee DPS though, because scouting gear is for.
They should just give you the correct one instead of making you guess.
Is Reaper for slaying?
Reaper, I believe, is slaying. Yeah, because there's slaying, maiming, and scouting.
All right, then I'll
for the
grab
3
that one.
melees, or the 3 different melee groups.
Ideally,
That's too many options. That's an annoying number of options.
Wow. So we're talking to Orianger?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Oh, excuse me. The Warcourt has been decided. To pursue it, we must needs beseech the aid of a friend. I speak of Bismarck. Pray follow me to Sullen that we might seek an audience with him once more.
I remark of Bismarck.
Ah, good old Biz.
Okay, here we go. There's the clarification. Reaper is maiming, slaying is samurai and monk.
Oh, well,
or, sorry, Reaper is...
well, the answer came
Reaper
too
and
late.
Or slaying.
Yeah, so I got the wrong one. So slaying is useless.
For you, yes.
Cool.
That's stupid.
It's confusing.
They should just give you the right one.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Why don't they just put the classes below it like they do with every other fucking...
Yeah. Why doesn't the game just be like, hey, here, this gives you items for your class?
Yeah.
Instead of like correctly identify which of these 5 terms is the right one for the 30
I
classes.
can't even look that up in classes and jobs.
Slight correction. It's striking, for not slaying, for samurai and monk.
Was striking even an option?
Yeah, striking wasn't an option.
What?
It was aiming, slaying, fencing, or fending.
Okay, now I'm confused.
It was
Hold on.
fending, slaying, aiming, casting, and healing.
Maiming.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah, no, it is striking.
Okay, the fact that you're having this problem right now already tells me that this was a bad idea. Like, the fact that right now, someone who plays the game consistently cannot tell me, like, what it is at the top of their head.
It's been a long time since I've had to upgrade my gear, okay?
But the point isn't saying something bad about you. It's saying this is a shitty system. It should just show you the classes. Like, it does not need to be using weird fake words.
It's an unnecessary introduction of another thing to Google because the game won't just tell you what you need.
Yeah, just tell me the class it's for. It's fine.
Well, it should tell you.
It doesn't. It just it straight up doesn't tell you.
Okay, now we understand where the confusion is coming from. The slaying coffer gives striking gear. Okay. What the hell?
Like,
That
how is it any better? It's fucking irritating.
Video games are stupid.
It's not. They're not stupid. They have an entire interface for this. Like, it's not as if they didn't figure it out. They just didn't do it for this one particular one. Normally, they say DPS, tank, and then something else, and then it would just see your class and then give you the thing, right?
Yeah.
Or
Well,
they
the
just say,
problem
like,
is
level 80
that
gear.
the later stuff does eventually do that, but
we had one already.
The interface is just strange in general. There's like 100 different items that will be like, ah, yes, this one will say a warrior, a class of combat, warrioring, whatever the fuck. And then other ones will just be like, here's the 3-letter acronyms for 7 different classes, just listed end to end. It's like, oh, the other one was happy to say,
there's
like,
only one
class
gear
of
category for tanks.
or whatever.
Tanks has fending gear. Period. That is their gear category.
It's a matter of like every time you go to a different part of the game, they change the categorization of how they even refer to all these things. Because the dropdown will be like, here's the summary of all the different things. Like, it says for DRK and PLD and so on. But then there's another thing where it'll also say, this is for like, this is armor of the land or armor of the war or whatever the fuck it's called. Like there's a word, it'll sometimes say a phrase instead of the classes in that green text on a tooltip. But then separately, these items will refer to like fending and stuff. So there's like several different terms that all refer to your class. It's really confusing. I don't know how they landed on that.
All right, so further clarification. Striking gear is the left side gear for Samurai, Monk, and Dragoon.
Oh my god.
Or Samurai and Monk, rather. The slaying accessories are... It is still correct saying slaying, because those are the accessories for Samurai, Monk, and Dragoon. And Reaper, I think.
What?
This is aggressively
okay.
stupid.
This is like, yeah, this is
Don't question it. Anyway,
they could have they couldn't have made these terms more confusing.
I mean, anyway, the point remains is I grabbed the wrong ones, and there was no way for me to know which the right ones were because the game has no system in place to tell you this information.
Anywho. Everybody talking to Eorzea?
Yep.
And yes, you do have the right one, actually, Andrew.
I don't get it, man. Fuck off, game.
From here, we press onward to this Isle of Ken. My shelf. All right. Yep. No, I'm running on empty here. I myself shall proceed on foot over the water.
Yeah, I'm Jesus.
Take care of yourself.
You perfected your technique then. Is he really gonna walk on water? Yep.
I hope he doesn't.
I have a feeling he is going to faceplant into the water.
I really hope he just sinks down to the bottom.
Just so. The water will be as glass beneath my feet, and provideth purchase fragile yet true. Watch closely. Okay.
Damn, that's a lot of doubt.
Oh, I certainly shall. Forgive me, but would it not be easier to perfect your swimming technique? Aye, don't be pitied if you drowned. Truly. Does nobody like Eorzea?
Would you like Eorzea if you met him in real life?
I think I'd get tired of him very quickly. Mostly his way of speaking. Alright, this is me. Oh, hush. I'm sure it'll be brilliant. I mean, to be in Eorzea's defense, swimming with clothes on sucks. And... see, that's cheating.
Gasp. He did the thing he said he was going to do. He's done
and then
it.
He's going to take one step and immediately plunge into the water. right? Nope. Never mind.
Get
He said he has
splooshed,
to walk
nerd.
like really gently like glass. I'm assuming you can't walk on waves, even though this water's pretty busy right now. I assume that's the...
Oh, there it is. His concentration just got... Yep.
Wow. Good job. For the love of...
Buddy, let's teach you how to swim.
But mine apologies. The technique requireth the purest of focus, and mine... 'twas lacking.
What were you thinking about, nerd?
To perfect this magic, I went so far as to deal with the Fuath, and with their aid mine efforts finally met with success, albeit on a single occasion. Just learn to swim, dude.
Nah.
I know not why I cannot repeat it.
I thought I saw you waver a bit toward the end there. Perhaps you're simply tired.
Ooh. Tancred?
It's nothing to worry about. Only a dizzy spell. It may not be wise to go for another swim just now.
He did that in full armor, by the way, Effie.
I never said it was impossible to swim with clothing on. I said it sucks to swim with clothing on.
Thankfully, we have an alternative. A wonderful little invention, I'm certain you'll agree.
It's called a boat.
It's a swan paddle boat. It's very
I love the
slow.
fact
I've
that
been there the entire time.
Yes, it has. And I love the fact that she was just sitting here the whole time waiting for this idiot to walk on water and do this most overly complicated thing. Just and she's like, by the way, boats are really cool, aren't they?
Talking to Eorzea.
Okay.
Yep.
We're all here.
I will petition Bismarck's aid on our behalf. Let us pray my diplomacy proveth more effective than mine experimental magics.
Okay. You speak with the voice of a king, little neighbors. I will not deny you. As before, if you seek what sleeps beneath the sea, I will be your guide.
Thy kindness is boundless as the depths, Serene One.
Before we depart, however, I would ask a favor. After our last fight, I found many creatures clinging to me. I am itchy. Remove them, and I will take you below.
All haste shall it be done.
Itchy, tasty. So, did he agree?
Aye, though I agreed to a favor in kind.
Requires
Regrettably,
one sacrifice.
Regrettably, 'tis not one I possess the power to grant. Bismarck hath asked us to cleanse his underbelly of barnacles. Alas, one must needs dive beneath the surface to do so. Even if I could master the power to walk upon it, it would avail me not. Luckily, we have several people here who could...
Oh, for heaven's sake, is that all? The hero and I are more than capable of that. With the Kojin's blessing, we'll have this done in mere moments. And better that than standing here and listening to this nonsense. I'll take the right, you the left, now go.
Alright.
Can you just roll over?
What is with her today?
She's going through a sassy phase.
Well, Ariane just wasting everyone time with his constant talking about walking on water.
I am in your depth.
He's really excited about this spell.
He's too excited. He's been working on it all month.
I mean, to be fair, it is kind of cool.
It's not kind of cool. We can fly over any body of water. What the fuck is the point? We can teleport anywhere.
It's another trick, but most of us can fly and teleport, and we don't need to, and we can breathe underwater. It won't let me off. I guess just fly off. Wouldn't let me jump off. It was weird.
There's the barnacles. Barnacles.
Who's picking at barnacles under the sea? You. Tenacious barnacle.
That is true. It would be
it's the tenacious bee.
I feel like that is. You could probably do that with a bunch of drunk people at a party, and you'd have a really good reaction.
I know that the system's overcomplicated because chat's been talking about it ever since.
What, walking on water?
No, the fucking coffers.
Oh. Yeah, the coffers are awful. There's no like excuse for how stupid those coffers are.
Yeah, they did change it later.
Well, but go back and change it now. I've been trying to get this stupid Reaper leveled up, and like all week I've been going and doing the daily missions, and like four of those days I went on that stupid freaking Ultima weapon one, but the one before it, the one where it's just like 5 cutscenes that you can't skip. I hate it. Like, just change that. You've had like what, 5-6 years now? Just fix that problem.
Just started rating mid-conversation. Time to dance. It's required. The umbrella dance is so good.
Yes?
Yeah, we're all talking to him.
Thine efforts are most sincerely appreciated. I will inform Bismarck that we may depart without further delay.
Okay, bye. What is like the best party trick that you could do with magic?
Like real magic?
Yeah, well, yeah, like if magic was real, right? Like, say you're in the Harry Potter universe or whatever. What is the trick you would use at like a pub to get people hyped? Like, what's like the best party trick magic? Like, obviously, you're not going to be like, I don't know, cutting someone in half, but like You
could.
You could, but I don't think that's really interesting. I think
you
cutting someone in half is like... Polymorph is pretty good. Polymorph is a pretty good one. It depends on the limit and the scope here. Obviously, you can't turn into a dinosaur in a bar. That does become a little difficult.
Sure, but you can turn into a cat or something.
That's true. You can turn into a cat.
Turn into a Bengal tiger and do a backflip.
I'd say probably
pretty cool. I would be pretty hyped about that.
Using some sort of, I guess, either gravitational or some other control to maneuver the liquid around in funny shapes into somebody else's mouth. I don't know.
I would be a little pissed. You'd steal my alcohol.
I got horny at the end.
I don't think you meant all, like, every liquid, like even the ones in your body. I think you just
no,
meant, like,
just
the drink.
No, I mean like
just the part where it involves somebody else's mouth is inherently charged.
Oh. I was thinking of it more in like a terrifying way.
Well, I'm not going to steal somebody else's alcohol. Like,
yeah, I meant more of like the Invaders Zim route, where you're just taking all this alcohol and filling someone until they're just like about to burst. Like you're just like much better. Thank you, little neighbors. I remember a long time ago, another did this favor for me. After the flood, when I chose this spot for my slumber, he came and made a home on my back. Ken was his name.
He was Kenuff.
When I grew itchy, I stirred. But he was not afraid. No, He asked me what was wrong. I told him of the creatures clinging to my belly, and he dove into the water. He helped me. He was my friend. He told me he wished to live in peace, away from his people and their wars. This I understood. I treasured our time together, brief though it was, brief though it always is, but I remember him and how he laughed when we flew. I remember when he slept. I too slept that day, and many days since. But the light fades, and the darkness returns. Ken sleeps, but in memory he laughs, and together we fly. And I am here. I am awake. It feels good to speak and to be heard again. A shame others cannot understand me.
If thou art willing to learn, I would gladly teach thee the language of man.
Thank you, little friend. But it is time I grant your request. But first, I will take flight to cleanse my body and prepare. The dive will be swift, and I would not have you struck by errant debris.
So, this island was named for a man. How easily the past is forgotten. He passed not even 100 years ago, yet the truth has slipped from history, like so many grains of sand, like tears in rain. Might I have some explanation of what he just said, or shall we all stand about making vague and mysterious allusions?
While he maketh ready to deliver us to our destination, Bismarck bade us wait for him on the shore of Calusia.
That's all? I feel as though there was more to it.
Long story.
Indeed there was, but it hath no bearing on the task at hand. I should be glad to share the rest with you anon.
Fine. Later then.
What do you want? You were just mad he was talking too much.
If Bismarck requires time to prepare, might I suggest a short respite? For Yanja and Thancred in particular. I require no such thing. I am the picture of perfect health.
Mine was but a momentary lapse in concentration. Worry not on my account.
They've been here the longest, right? So they're the ones that are in danger first.
Yeah. I think the Aether that was composing them is also starting to wane on this side, too. You mustn't push yourself so. Please rest. For me? Yeah, she's trying puppy dog eyes. Thancred. Thancred.
Bonk.
No, he fell for it.
Oh, alright. You insist.
Failed his charm save.
Yep. You too, hero. You've been running yourself ragged. Finally, somebody else actually cares about the Warrior of Light and how overworked he is.
Overwork is just a state of mind.
We only do about 2 hours of stuff once a week.
Yeah, we're not really overworked here.
In that case, I leave the old men in your care. The rest of us will meet you at the split hole anon.
What the hell? I'm not that old.
I am. Word of advice? Never let it show. When she realizes she's struck a nerve, she remembers. By the gods, she remembers. In any case, if we must be made to rest, I know of a place in Solon that's better for it than most. Come with me.
Oh, yeah.
Ironically, it's probably Effie that needs a rest.
Yes, it is almost 1 o'clock.
This arc is very concerned with history and how it is lost. It's interesting. It's come up like 3 different times about 3 different characters and stories.
Alright, well.
Doing the rain dance, it's a very ineffective way to use an umbrella. Every part of this dance doesn't use the umbrella right. It's such a good dance, though. It was immediately one of my. It's immediately one of my favorites in the game. I'm like, what? This is just waiting for me to discover it with the umbrella this whole time.
Yeah.
All right. It's so good.
That's what makes it fun.
He's having so much fun.
No, not the cross.
I will catch you guys next week, where we're gonna finish up this quest and then get into the next dungeon.
Maybe.
Hooray!